All right, welcome back everyone. My name is Pritesh here with Kaizen Crypto, bringing you another video. So I hope you guys are all doing well. Thank you so much for joining me here today. In this video, I wanted to share with you all my top 5 Cardano announcements from the Virtual Summit Shelly Edition. So if you guys do find some value from this video here today, please be sure to drop a like for me. It definitely does help out the channel. If you guys have not done so already, if you want to stay updated with Cardano content like this, make sure you hit that subscribe button. If you do have any comments or questions about anything that we're talking about here today, make sure you let me know down in the comment section below. So to get things started for this video, there were quite a few points that were mentioned with the virtual summit. In fact, thank you all so much if you were able to join us for our live stream. We were going 2 days straight with this event, almost 19 hours of live stream coverage to share with you all of the details that were talked about. I wanted to briefly summarize some of the key points that were mentioned during this event, namely a couple key things. So first and foremost, Coinbase custody, probably the biggest announcement that could have come out of this event. Incredible to see so much anticipation behind Coinbase. Could we potentially anticipate a Cardano Coinbase listing before the end of 2020? So that's going to be here in this video. Also, we're talking about Voltaire. So with Voltaire, we will have a fully functioning governance model built on chain with the Cardano protocol. So what does that look like in terms of rolling that out for the community? So we're taking a look at that, as well as the Goguen release schedule. IOHK as well as Emergo and the Cardano Foundation have been doing incredible work with keeping the community up to date as we see the rollout of Shelly. So how does this translate over with the next milestone in the project, Goguen? Also, very interesting presentation coming from Atala Prism. The identity solution from IOHK has tremendous potential. I wanted to share with you my thoughts on that, as well as the cFund to allow for future development for the Cardano blockchain. So let's go ahead and get started. Probably the biggest announcement throughout the entire summit was the announcement for Coinbase custody for Cardano. Now, with this announcement, we don't necessarily have an ADA listing yet for Coinbase. I'm anticipating that once we see Shelly rolled out on the mainnet, we will have a better understanding of when Coinbase plans on adding ADA. However, with this announcement, Coinbase custody is going to allow holders of ADA to be able to stake their assets using the exchange's vaults. So we're going to have a secure way to be able to earn passive income for Cardano holders. Now with this, something to keep in mind is that Coinbase will charge a percentage of the rewards that you've earned. So you want to make sure that you are doing your research when it comes to staking your Cardano. If you guys have not done so already, please be sure to check out videos on the channel talking more about this. I've done several videos talking about how to find the best stake pool, best ways to delegate to a stake pool. So there are many different ways to earn passive income with Cardano, but this is definitely going to help pave the way for mainstream adoption. Taking a look at some of the things that were talked about with more detail in regards to this. So coming from a spokesperson from IOHK, with the release of Adrestia, our new suite of libraries and APIs allowing for a seamless modular process of integrating Cardano with exchanges, we've been working closely with a number of exchanges, and the community can expect more announcements before the end of 2020. Very cool. And for those of you who were joining us for the live stream, we actually got a chance to listen to an executive from Coinbase talking more about things such as regulations, staking as a service, and things related to having Cardano listed on Coinbase. So lots of interesting things happening there. I think that's very exciting news. Moving on, I wanted to share with you guys some details regarding Voltaire. So interesting developments happening with the voting and governance model for Cardano. As we know, the developments that are happening right now with the Cardano roadmap are happening in tandem. They're all being worked on simultaneously. So we're not going to just anticipate one release after the other, but rather the way it's actually turning out is that we're having multiple releases of different segments of the roadmap being brought out in tandem. So with Voltaire, Hoskinson spoke briefly about this, stating that the goal for the Cardano network is to become truly decentralized, which requires the distributed infrastructure introduced in the Shelly era. He added that the Voltaire testnet, launching along with Shelley, will get funding that they need, grow the voting mechanics, and get funding where it needs to go. Cardano expects the future of the network to be in the hands of the community, who will have everything they need to grow and evolve Cardano from the secure, decentralized basis established by IOHK. Very cool, and we're seeing now more than ever that this is incredibly relevant for those who have participated in the incentivized testnet. We're seeing now that having a way to vote on certain topics is incredibly important, and as it comes to your stake within the network, whether or not you are a stake pool operator, all of this is tied into that. So having a way to vote on chain is going to be more and more relevant as we see full decentralization brought onto the network. I wanted to move on and talk more about the Goguen release plan. So this right here is a roadmap for the Goguen rollout plan. If I can show you guys this here, essentially what we're looking at is a plan for rolling out Goguen onto the mainnet, likely by the end of Q4 2020. So what we're taking a look at here, this is showing us how they plan on implementing this with regards to their testnet and their mainnet. We can see here that the testnet release is going to be anticipated in Q3 of 2020, and we can see that the mainnet is a potential release of the Q4 of 2020. So what we have here are some more development tools that we are going to be anticipating, such as Plutus and Marlow. So those are going to be in the works, and we'll see those released when Goguen is launched on mainnet. Taking a look at what developers can expect, so this right here shows us what we can anticipate with tools such as Plutus and Marlow. Native assets are going to be an incredible thing to see with these smart contracts being implemented on the network. With the rollout of Goguen, this is going to show a better understanding of what developers can do with these certain tools, such as Plutus and Marlow. Native tokens on the testnet are going to be an interesting thing to see. I believe that when we see Goguen rolled out on mainnet, we'll have a better understanding of what people are going to be building on Cardano. Many things are being discussed as far as native assets, namely stable coins. We're talking about DeFi. We're talking about a lot of different things that can be built on top of the Cardano blockchain. So really cool to see this. I'm glad that they have a structured roadmap to be able to follow, very similar to what they used with Shelley. I think it's going to make things incredibly easy to follow for those who are keeping track of these developments. So really excited about Goguen. We can expect that potentially by the end of Q4 of 2020. I wanted to spend some time next to talk about Atala. So Atala's Prism is an identity solution. We actually got a chance to see the app that they have for this solution. It's actually available to download right now, so you can actually go to the App Store. I believe it's available for iOS. I'm not sure if it is for Android. You guys can let me know down in the comments section. But if you are able to download that onto your smartphone, you'll be able to start using this app right away. It's an incredible user experience. So as far as some details regarding Prism, according to Hoskinson, the teams behind Cardano realized early on the value of assets were not enough, and since presented Atala Prism, a decentralized identity management system. Prism is an additional product member of the Cardano ecosystem and aims to provide unbanked people a blockchain-based economic ID and boosting consumer data privacy and security with self-sovereign digital identities. As big tech intermediaries usually are able to access, store, and share personal data, Prism aims to combat the growing issue of cybersecurity and data privacy risks. Prism enables users to be able to create and control their own digital identities without third parties, intermediaries, or government parties involved. Prism could operate in regulated environments as a platform for all kinds of medical records to be used in the supply chain and to identify people and to determine whether counterparties are credible to work with. IOHK has been exploring cross-blockchain standards, CSS, HTML, and built a framework on top of Cardano. Prism will have authenticated addresses for people to withdraw funds from those authenticated accounts and will also satisfy the Financial Action Task Force travel rule. Very cool. So yeah, there were a lot of cool things talked about as far as the identity solution Prism. So very cool. If you are able to check out that app, I would recommend it. It's an incredible thing to just play around with. I think you guys will really enjoy that. And last key point that I wanted to share with you all, talking about the cFund that we can see from IOHK. So here, IOHK $20 million investment fund. On July 2nd, it was announced that IOHK is launching a cFund in partnership with Wave Financial Group. cFund will be a venture fund aimed at fostering adoption of IOHK's blockchain platforms. The company has initially committed $10 million with another $10 million to be raised by its partner. cFund is expected to make investments worth $250,000 to $500,000 in startup and early stage businesses that build their products and services on IOHK's blockchain technologies. Very cool. So yes, there are lots of things happening there. I think it's exciting to see how they plan on building this blockchain protocol. Last thing that I wanted to share with you all, I know that there has been quite a bit to discuss as far as all of the things that were talked about over the course of the virtual summit. One thing that is very interesting as far as future developments for the protocol is something called the Cardano Improvement Proposal. So now this is actually a way to be able to build on top of the developments for Cardano after we see it become fully decentralized. So what is a SIP? It is a formalized document for the Cardano community providing information or describing new features or processes. SIPs contain the technical specifications for the proposed changes and act as a reference tool for discussions in the community. So most people that are going to be making these propositions are going to be developers. As we see the blockchain gradually evolve over time, this is going to be a way for us to be able to make upgrades and facilitate changes on the network after the network has become fully decentralized. Now, this is just to show you a visual representation of what one of these proposals looks like, including the entire process that one would need to go through in order to see one of these actually implemented on the blockchain. So lots of cool things. I wanted to show you guys that. I thought that was pretty interesting. I hope you guys did find some value from this video here today. Let me know what you guys think. What was your favorite part about the virtual summit? I want to know what you guys think. Let me know down in the comment section. I would love to hear from you guys. If you haven't done so already, please be sure to drop a like for me. It definitely does help out the channel. Anyway, guys, thank you all so much for watching. I really do appreciate it, and I will see you guys in the next video. Take care.